So we all have a bank account, right? But do you ever stop and think about what it really is? It's not just some digital box where you keep your cash. Nope, it's actually a super powerful tool, it's a contract, and today we're going to pull back the curtain and find out what's really going on with your money. Think about it. You get your salary, you zap money to friends, you pay your bills, and it all just works. It feels so simple. But behind that smooth interface, your money is actually on a pretty incredible journey. So where does it go? What is the bank doing with it? Let's follow the money, starting with the two accounts that most of us use every single day.
All right, to really get this, let's meet a couple of people. Their stories are perfect for explaining the two most common types of bank accounts and why they exist for totally different reasons.
So on one side, we've got Ria, a college student, and on the other, we have Amit, who runs a local shop. You can probably guess that what they need from a bank is worlds apart. And that's why their bank accounts are completely different. Let's see how.
Ria, like most of us, has a savings account. It's designed for, well, personal finance. It's a safe place for her money to sit, and it even earns a little bit of interest, maybe around 3.5% a year. But the real key here is easy access. She can use UPI to pay for her coffee instantly, her Netflix subscription gets paid automatically, and she can grab cash from an ATM whenever. Think of it as your financial home base. It's safe, it's always available, and it's earning a tiny bit on the side.
Now, Amit Sharp, that's a whole different ballgame. It's all about cash flow. He's got money coming in from customers and going out to suppliers all day, every day. He needs an account that can handle a flood of transactions without hitting some silly limit, and that's exactly what a current account is for. But here's the trade-off. For that high-volume capability, he earns zero interest, zilch. In fact, he even pays a small service fee to the bank. But for Amit, being able to transact freely is way more important than earning a little interest. It's a tool for business, not for saving.
Okay, so we've got accounts for daily life and for running a business. But what if you want to do more? What if you want to put your money to work and actually make it grow? Let's look at two really popular ways to go from just storing your money to actively growing it.
So, let's meet Priya. She's a young professional, and she really wants to build a solid saving habit. The thing is, she doesn't have a big pile of cash to invest all at once. So, her strategy is all about being consistent month after month after month.
So what's her game plan? It's simple, but it's powerful. She's putting away a consistent 2,000 rupees every single month. And the tool she's using for this is called a recurring deposit, or an RD. Here's how her RD works, and it's brilliant. She commits to that 2,000 rupees a month for 2 years, and she locks in an interest rate of, say, 6.5%. Now, the best part? It's all on autopilot. The money just gets pulled from her account each month, so her savings grow without her even thinking about it. And at the end of the 2 years, boom, she gets a lump sum of over 51,000 rupees. It's such a powerful way to force yourself to save and hit a goal.
Now, let's meet someone in a totally different stage of life, Mr. Sharma. He's retired, he's got a good chunk of savings, and his goal isn't just about saving anymore. It's about getting a safe, predictable income from the money he already has.
Mr. Sharma has 5 lakh rupees, and he decides to put it in a fixed deposit, or an FD. Now, this is the complete opposite of Priya's approach. It's not about small monthly payments. It's a one-time lump sum investment.
So what's so great about an FD? Well, for starters, it gives him a higher guaranteed interest rate, let's say 7%, locked in for 3 years. This gives Mr. Sharma a predictable, totally stress-free income of 35,000 rupees every year from his savings. And here's a great bonus. If some emergency pops up, he can actually take a loan against his FD instead of breaking it. For a retiree, that combination of guaranteed income and flexibility is pure peace of mind.
Okay, so we've looked at all this from our side of the counter, the customer side. But now, let's flip the script. Let's go behind the scenes and see how the bank sees all of this. And trust me, this is where it gets really fascinating.
So there's this one key term that people in finance are obsessed with, the CASA ratio. It stands for current account savings account, and it's just a simple measure of what percentage of a bank's total money comes from these two everyday accounts. And as you're about to see, this one number is absolutely vital to a bank's health.
Let's picture a bank, right? Imagine it has 100 crores in total deposits. A pretty typical breakdown might look something like this. About 40 crores, or 40%, is CASA money from regular folks like Ria and Amit. The other 60 crores comes from term deposits like Mr. Sharma's FD. And for the bank, this mix is everything.
So why is this mix so important? Why is the bank so obsessed with this CASA ratio? Well, it all boils down to one simple word: cost. The money in Amit's current account costs the bank nothing in interest, 0%. Ria's savings account costs him a pretty low 3.5%. But Mr. Sharma's fixed deposit, that costs him a much higher 7%. You see, CASA deposits are basically a super cheap source of funds for the bank.
And there it is. That's the secret sauce. The higher a bank's CASA ratio, the cheaper its raw material, which is money, is. This lets them lend that money out and make a much bigger profit. Your simple, everyday current and savings accounts, they are the absolute bedrock of a bank's profitability.
Now, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you've got what are called bulk deposits. Imagine a huge company depositing, say, 10 crores. You better believe they can negotiate a much higher interest rate than Mr. Sharma can. For the bank, this is expensive money. Sure, it helps them grow, but it squeezes their profit margins. It's the exact opposite of that cheap, wonderful CASA money.
All right, now that we kind of get how the whole system works, let's cover a few essential rules. You know, the fine print that every single one of us should really be aware of. This stuff actually matters. Come on, be honest. We've all done it. You open a bank account for one specific reason, use it for a little while, and then you completely forget it exists. But what actually happens to that money just sitting there?
Well, there's a clear process. After 1 year with no transactions at all, your account is officially marked as inactive. If that goes on for 2 years, it becomes dormant. And if it stays untouched for a whole decade, those funds are transferred to the RBI's Depositor Education and Awareness Fund. Now, the money isn't gone forever, but it definitely becomes harder to get back.
Okay, this next point is maybe one of the most critical and honestly most overlooked parts of banking, the nomination facility. All it means is that you officially name the person, your nominee, who can get the money in your account if something happens to you. It is such a simple step, but it has a huge impact.
And here's why this is so vital. If you don't have a nominee, your family might have to go through a long, expensive, and incredibly stressful legal battle just to access your own money. But if you have a nominee, the process is simple. They just show their ID to the bank, and the funds are transferred. It's a free, 5-minute action that can save your loved ones from a world of hardship during an already difficult time.
So there you have it. From a simple place to keep your money, to the engine of a bank's profit, from a tool to build your wealth to a way to protect your family's future. It's pretty clear a bank account is so much more than it seems on the surface. It's a powerful financial tool. So the real question to ask yourself is, now that you know how it all works, are you using the right tool for your journey?